What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype episode 315. We got a juicy episode. I think it needs to be discussed. Is group breaking bad for the hobby? That's going to be the main topic for us today and give you guys our opinion on it because I know a lot of people have been talking about these hits and, breakers getting all the hits. So we're going to dive into that from the breakers' perspective. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Thanksgiving's around the corner. We've got amazing Black Friday doorbusters at mojobreakshop.com. You guys are going to get an early preview of some of the pricing. 22-23 Topps Chrome Bundesliga. Hobby boxes, $34.99. All right. Leaf Pop Century, normally $199, $119.99 on Black Friday. We've got Museum Soccer at $214.99. We've got Upper Deck MVP Hockey at $24.99. We got Series 2 hobby boxes this year, yes, at $59.99, guys. So head on over to mojobreakshop.com. Check it Thursday night. We may drop some on you after you eat your little turkey, a little cranberry. Go on there and check mojobreakshop.com. Get your deals. We're going to be adding more throughout the day. We've got too much inventory. You need it. We're giving you the best price of the year at mojobreakshop.com. Also, check out Conrad. He's going to be doing some breaks on Black Friday, some low price breaks, and we're going to be doing some stuff on Fanatics Live for Black Friday as well. So, we got to make room. We got to make room for new inventory. So take advantage of the deals that we got. Also on this show, we're going to talk about the new releases. Hoops is coming out with Wemby. We've got Definitive Baseball, Museum Baseball. We've got Stature Hockey. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out. We're also going to hand out our biggest turkey of the year in the hobby. Who's the biggest turkey? It might be Andre 3000 for his latest album, but I don't know. We'll discuss that coming up.
Let's not hate on him for doing something, for taking a creative risk and, going out on a limb. He didn't need to do that, and you know what? Good for him. I support him on his journey, on his musical journey.
We knew you would, Cody.
Yeah, of course.
I
will never disparage that man.
I've also noticed, Cody, that you've been wearing some Reeboks. Is that something that Andre?
I got the Reeboks.
Does Andre 3000 wear the Reeboks?
That's right. I don't think he does. No, I think he's more of a I found these nice boots at a thrift store sort of guy.
That's his style.
No, but yeah, Reeboks. I don't know. I saw him. I was like, I haven't had a pair of Reeboks.
Kind of nice. It makes me think I might have to get a pair of them myself.
Yeah, I know. They're making a little comeback. So
Reebok, isn't it? Is it owned by Shaq now?
I was gonna say, you know what? It is having a little bit of a Shaq. I think bought a big chunk of it. So they're trying to get it back. Like, hey, remember we all used to rock these? They were cool. It was the cool thing to wear.
I remember rocking Reebok when they didn't have that stupid logo that they have now. The triangle.
It's the same one.
It's the same, right? Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The main logo.
the front one.
Main logo.
That's not the same logo.
Yeah, the logo used to be like this.
Yeah. It's the one on the side.
Like this, something like this.
Well, yeah, there was like
It was like this.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Now it's this. Now this is their logo.
Which Reebok was owned by Adidas for like a couple years.
It
right?
was.
And then now they're back.
It was just weird. Yeah.
It's like, why would you? Yeah.
That's very weird.
Sense. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, I also wanted to jump into a really quick topic about restoration of cards, and I purposely did not show either of you guys this. So a Mike Trout 2009 Bowman orange refractor. And we know sometimes ink gets faded, right? So there was an orange refractor 2009 where the ink pretty much disappeared over time. Barely see it. So somebody purchased this. I believe it went through Golden at one point. It's been passed around a little bit. The person that bought it actually had Mike Trout. Someone cleaned the card, right? Cleaned the card off, got the auto off somehow. I don't even know how you do that. And then met up with Mike Trout, paid him to sign it. So it's clearly in Mike Trout's new version of his autograph as opposed to the original autograph that was on the card. And then Beckett did authenticate the auto, and it's slabbed now as an authenticated auto. Oof. Some people love it. Some people hate it. You can look at it like car restoration. Yes, I agree. Mike Trout's new auto does look a little bit more appealing to the eye than the old one. But for me, I don't want this card. What do you guys think?
First off, the photo that's on the left, the before photo, was that done with a Polaroid?
It was actually done with a potato.
I mean, wow! Like not only did we restore the autograph, but we just restored the overall picture quality tremendously. Yeah, I don't like it. But it's such a bummer that on the left, like how the ink fades. Because I think I've seen some Buster Posey ones that you have that have kind of done the same thing. But having Mike Trout sign it, not cool. To me, it's not the same card anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be like 25% of an orange price, I think, for me to consider it. And even then, it's still doesn't seem legit to me. I would look at it and be like, it's a reprint. But no, it's clearly the same card, just he re-signed it. What do you use on a card to get an auto off? Like acetone or alcohol? Or how do you risk? Because he had to, I mean, you don't even see the other auto on it anymore.
Microfiber cloth and some Windex.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that exactly. My opinion on this is that obviously I wouldn't value it as the same as if it was like the original with the original auto. At the same time, I'm feeling like, man, it's like if you're the owner of that card where the auto is pretty much gone, the original copy, I would not feel good about having that card that way either. You know what I mean? I'd feel like, damn, like I held onto this card for so long. And
does the card with the faded auto sell for more on the open market than the restored new auto?
Sadly, probably not.
Yeah, sadly probably not. Yeah.
This was courtesy of Mario Alejandro. Great follow on X. I believe it's Beisball Blog, Beisblog, I believe. But you can search. He does a lot of reporting on this, and he put this out there. And a lot of people are like, I don't care. I'd rather it look nice. I don't care. I like that he re-signed it. Also, my thing is picturing you going up to Mike Trout and hoping that he doesn't mess up on your orange refractor auto. You know what I mean? You're like, here you go. And Mike Trout's a professional. But, like, what if he, like, messed up on the squiggly or something like that?
Can't get much worse than the before.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah. But what if he, like, went up a little higher or, he was in the middle of a conversation with somebody and went off the card?
Now, does that ink fade?
Who knows? Some say it's the UV. I mean, word to the wise, if you have some of these older signed cards, I think the rumor, and I'm not a, chemical scientist here, was that the UV coating is what's not protecting the autographs or maybe the pen. But something happened with those older cards that if you put them in displays with light on them, that's why a lot of people keep these in safes, in dark areas, because over time they will fade and it'll look like this Mike Trout. And you can see a lot of examples of it with other cards. Like Dan said, we had a Buster Posey that was doing the same thing. Yeah. Cody, what's your take on it?
Older cards, I'm more okay with restoring, like things that are like 100.
We're talking older card. Like this card isn't that old.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Also the other, like this
is not an old card.
This card's 14 years old.
That's what I'm saying. To me, this does not qualify in that. I'm talking like a century old. I'm talking like something that you could say, this is
100 years old.
This is a historic artifact. This card. That's more like, okay, if you want to restore that stuff, we've had that discussion before. Is it any different than like restoring art? Like, is it
you into trimming?
Not now. Trimming feels different. Trimming feels different.
Okay.
You wouldn't trim. You're not trimming Mona Lisa.
What do you
know
mean
what I'm saying?
Restore? Like, take a.
I don't know. Like,
I want to know. What are we doing here?
Take a microfiber cloth and wiping the surface clean.
So cleaning it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you adding like anything to it? Are you coloring it in? Paint by numbers?
I guess I'm not. So,
well, I've seen a lot of videos. The guy does.
I ain't trimming though.
Great.
Don't trim, dude.
No, we ain't trimming.
Be a trimmer.
Well, how about this?
Yeah,
how about this? I know we've this topic gets rehashed a lot. I mean, there's only a certain amount of things you could talk about in this hobby, but Kurt's Card Care, I believe I'm giving him a shout. He doesn't pay for sponsorship. Maybe should.
Not yet.
Not yet. Sponsors? You. Investors? You. No. Maybe. But he takes like rounded corners and somehow makes them square again by like kind of working it in, like working on it. You know what I mean? And I've seen him take like 7s with rounded corners and make them like 9s. Is that okay? You're not adding to the card?
But how? Like, how does that work? Are you like flattening the card out? So now the card, like the thickness of the card, probably is not.
No, I think he takes some kind of different type of instruments that he does a lot of rubbing. He rubs it down. Rubbing it down.
So he rubs it. Never mind.
He takes card fondling to a new level. All right, he fondles the cards to the point where they get better grades.
Got to have very soft hands for that sort of that career.
Yeah, and he does a good job of his videos on like Instagram and how
I guess
he's
as long as
doing
you're
it.
not adding or removing anything from the card.
I think that's fine.
I don't know, man.
And yeah, it's a fine line.
Do I want a card that I know 100% has been restored? Probably not.
No, it does take. Yeah, I think.
But how are you gonna know?
That for me, that's the biggest part of this. As long for this card, if somebody says, "Hey, guess what? This is what I did," just to let you know, I got this restored. I got Mike Trout to autograph it again. I did all that. It should not be as valuable as the original version of this card that's been unaltered, been untouched. Will it? I don't know. I actually want to know what this. Do we know what this ended up going for?
I don't know, but I think Golden was the one. He actually came to his own defense. Ken came on, and I guess when they sold it, it wasn't graded, but they did mention that it had been re-signed.
As long
so
as
that
all
he made the public aware of that. I mean, and anybody that's collecting this card should know that.
Yeah, as long as that's all out there, and it should affect the value of the card, then yeah, it's fine.
But it's also in the eye of the beholder. If you're just going to restore it for your own collection, that's perfectly fine. But I think once you go to sell said item, that's where it gets a little tricky on how you restored it.
There could be someone out there who's like, I will never get this card at a better price. I'm a huge Angels fan, Mike Trout collector. This is the best chance I'll ever have to get this.
Might be the best looking copy too because of the new auto.
Yeah, and if you don't mind that it's been altered and it might be like, well, it's going to be a better price because of it, then knock yourself out.
Speaking of that, I forgot to tell you about the slide to put it on. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Did you see the Josh Young Archives auto?
I love that.
No.
I love it.
Do we know if that was actually done?
It was. He confirmed he did that. He's all and look for more Easter eggs. He called it.
Side
That's
note. Like, who's the BGS slab lover here? Dan, right?
Oh yeah, it's a good looking slab.
Yeah, in general, like I agree with you but then like you know what I don't like with the authentication slab? Like what's the B? Like what are they? I don't like that they put BAS, and like the logo's kind of like in a weird position, weird spot.
Authenticated signature.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
all about that bass.
It's just
all about that bass.
No trouble.
it's just BS is what.
I don't like the way that looks.
Yeah.
No, but Josh, I can't find an image of it on the fly here. But
what did he do?
It was a archive signature.
Okay.
He put glasses on himself
And a mustache.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
And
I've
he
seen
put
that.
101, which.
And he put Go Rangers.
And yeah, but somebody at first was like, whoever pulled it just did it. Like there was people going, oh, it's a different pen, and then
It's a bold move if you pulled that card and you're like, yeah, I don't know about this guy.
Was the card itself a 1 of 1 stamp?
no,
1 of 1?
he wrote 101 on it.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
but
It's like a base auto, I think.
it is, and he confirmed
Out
that
of
he did it via his X account, and then he said, look for more Easter eggs. So I guess he did a few.
And he's a
fun
big.
things.
We know. We saw at the All-Star game. He's a big collector. He likes this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's that's the fun when guys are into this stuff. Like they do things like that, and it's the perfect product to do that in. Because that was in? Was it in Archives or was it in?
I think it was Archives regular.
Yeah. So that to me is a great product to do it in because it's not like if he's doing that on like his 1 of 1 definitive auto, people might be like, calm down.
I mean,
buddy.
that'd
Well, a
be
lot of
fun.
basketball
Like
players
pulling
do.
that card, like you'd be like, what the heck? What happened?
Yeah.
What's going on?
That's fun.
Have you seen any funny inscriptions on any of yours?
Not recently, no.
I know. Was it not Mobley? Jalen Suggs had a couple of them on his rookie cards. He was notorious for that. Oh, also, I think there's a bounty. I think it kind of fell into the news. Michael Hodges of the Clubhouse was doing the signing at the rookie photo shoot this year, and I guess Tank Dell wrote his son's name on one of the because his son was there. And his son's like 5 or 6 years old, a young kid. Wrote his name and like a hashtag on that card. So I don't know if it's surfaced yet, but he's putting a bounty on it because
It's out of Origins.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. They do that kind of stuff. New releases this week. We've got Museum Collection. We've got NBA Hoops, which is going to be the first Wembanyama in a Spurs uniform rookie, which should do pretty well. I think the boxes are already up to like 220, which is kind of high for Hoops.
Kind of very high.
So I mean, what do we think a base Wembanyama goes for if we want to if we want to get this discussion going?
I will say one thing. I was looking at the sell sheet, and we know Wembanyama's in this product, but I wonder if there's something to do with the Players Association or whatever he signed with Fanatics. He's not on the sell sheet. Like, there's no like preview of the cards of him on it.
I
There's
just
nothing
saw
in there.
one preview just surface, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
It just came out,
'Cause,
but I don't
like,
think it's.
But we know he's in there,
Yeah.
and if you read it, like it does say Chase Wembanyama rookies, but like usually they put their main rookie in the sell sheet.
Yeah.
Like some type of mock-up.
I'm guessing that has to do with the Fanatics deal because, like, he's probably not even going to be featured on box art or anything. Like, that's probably not.
Yeah, are we gonna have a Wembanyama on the box?
I doubt it.
No.
Probably not, right?
Well, I found one on eBay, unless it's a fake one. But it's currently, with 5 hours left today, $30.
Okay.
I was gonna say like $50.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
there's going to be a
whoa,
million.
whoa,
of them.
who's ripping that
I
early?
was gonna say, yeah.
Come on.
Bell Ring Cards out in
Calling you out.
These,
Wadsworth, Ohio.
These release dates are now just suggestive.
Guess
I mean,
like,
I'm giving this guy a pass. He's in Ohio. Joe Burrow's out for the year. It's he
Might be
needed some
sad.
retail therapy. He needed to
Or
open
he's a
some
Cleveland fan, and we don't know that. And the Browns are riding high, even without Deshaun.
It's
so
true. It's
you know,
true.
well,
True.
there's no excuse there.
We'll just assume. And if he's an Ohio State fan, CJ Stroud's doing really well. So
Well,
I
if
don't
you're in
know.
Australia,
It's a big weekend.
It's
this
already
weekend,
it's
so-
already Wednesday, so you can rip all you want in Australia.
That's true. That's true.
Last time I checked, Ohio's not in Australia.
No, it's not. It's far from it. Could not be less
Or
like Australia.
he could have he could have pre-bought a box from Australia that got shipped to Ohio, and then he got it a day early.
Boy, we are really making
We're
excuses for
stretching.
this guy.
Speaking of Australia, shout out to Cherry Collectibles is putting out some great content. They have,
They're
they have
very
some
good.
funny skits that I'll show you later, C-Rad. But we also got Museum Collection, which has been a staple in our breaking repertoire for the last, 10, 15 years. Started as Marquee.
Oh, yeah,
2011
Marquee.
Marquee. That was
Marquee.
that was a fun one, and it was the same kind of format with the framed auto, and then it became Museum Collection in 2013. And we've got Definitive, which has already hit the streets. The release date was supposed to be Wednesday. but
Don't worry about that release date.
we don't
Once
pay
you get
attention.
it, dig in.
Rip it when you get it.
Yeah, it's like first off the line. The redemption for Babe Ruth and Ohtani, one of them has been hit. It's the Yankee version,
Probably the bigger one.
and the as the hitting, I would assume, because the Red Sox other one has to be pitching with Babe Ruth. So that was hit by Filth Bomb on Fanatics Live, and you could just imagine what the comments are going to be about it as a Fanatics Live breaker hitting one of the Chase products. But it's a redemption, but it actually shows the image of Babe Ruth and Ohtani on the redemption as opposed to the blue. Kind of what they've been doing with the debut patches. So which we're going to get into next is the debut patches. But what do you guys think? And I know Dan's going to say we kind of invented that, which maybe we did. But a good idea going forward to put the image of the card on the redemption?
100%. Because there's nothing worse than getting just a generic blue redemption with a keyboard in the background. There's not, I mean, we thought it was a good, step in the right direction when they started putting the team name on there. Tops. We were like, that's great. It's a great step.
That's a good
Something
step.
Panini still doesn't do. Yeah.
Now we're
wish they
starting to
did.
get we've always said try to do a mock-up of the card on the redemption so you have an idea. It makes it so much more exciting when you're ripping the product and you're not looking at the card going, well, just wonder what it's going to look like. We have no idea.
Does that also at the same time? Does that also give people who hit these cards like a false hope that a card might look a certain way, an auto might look a certain way?
Yeah, because Andrew's Monasterio's autos, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you
That's,
could say
That's great penmanship.
Yeah.
that is. What is that?
pretty-
What is that font?
I don't
What's
know.
That is. What's a popular font name? That's.
it's
So that
sharing
Monasterio
common
is
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
the actual redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
that
Yep.
you can see.
Interesting.
If you're listening, the redemption. It looks like the debut patch, but it has a kind of a.
So are
I
any
don't
of them
know.
live?
Times New
I
Roman?
don't know
Yeah.
how you could look at that and go, I would prefer just the regular blue redemption.
Now, the only thing I will
This is
say,
a good thing. This is a good thing.
Good
I
thing, but
agree.
hey, they can't do it at scale.
Props.
I agree. It's a good thing. One, yeah, it's only going to be on these special cards and the Ohtani Ruth, so stuff that's special. The only thing I will say might be some concern, and this is more for people just buyer beware on
People
secondary
selling
markets.
these redemptions.
People selling the redemption after the card's already been redeemed or whatever, or I guess they can't do it once it's redeemed, but people just selling I don't know. Maybe they can't do it for this one as much as I think of that year where we had the here's the Trout rookie auto. And it was the time tops through
time and century,
whatever it was.
Something. It was.
But as now I'm talking through, I'm like, oh yeah, no duh, they have to send in the redemption, so it shouldn't be in circulation. but I guess that's the only concern.
Do they,
but-
or is not just a code?
No, it's gonna be
thought it's
just
just
a
code.
code.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's true.
You just scratch
So
it.
you could sell the redemption.
could. So that's a concern, but that's more just buyer beware. Like
But there's a border on this, right? Like,
Yeah.
you could tell that is a
you could tell,
redemption.
but there might be someone who's so like I have to get one.
Now, does the used redemption have value?
Yeah, could you grade it?
I mean, it shouldn't.
Could you essentially have 2 cards?
It shouldn't, but I guess if you feel like, yeah, I mean, God, let's say the Volpe one's a redemption. Could it be like here's a $500 redemption card?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
Good
A used
Lord.
redemption? Yeah, I'm not against that.
We're
But it's
out
kinda
of our
like-
minds if that happens.
Well, because we know that there's a $150,000 bounty on Volpe, and you'd be dumb to not take that if you had pulled it. But you have kind of a memoir here if you have this redemption, right? You kind of have like, I remember that time when I won 150,000. Like it's
Yeah.
right there. It's cool. Now I don't have it anymore because I spent it on a boat or something. But I have that memory of when I pulled that card.
Top 5, maybe number 1 on worst.
Boat?
Maybe like a small motorboat.
No, do not. Word to. I mean, look, if you like boating, knock yourself out. That's got to be number 1 on the list of things to not buy when you get a bunch of money out all of a
What?
sudden.
Boat.
A boat.
Yeah, no.
Not-
Easily.
Don't buy a yacht.
Please don't.
But I mean,
well, you're not getting a yacht for $150,000.
No.
Maybe-
or
maybe
like
a
that
one from
guy.
the
Did you see
70s.
that guy who won I think it was like the second biggest lottery, like pretty recently, and immediately bought a house in Beverly Hills, bought a Ferrari, he's like that guy in Goodfellas who
now
can't hide his money.
and he's out of money.
Basically, he's
He's
gonna be
like, I'm done.
There's
Yeah.
no way. There's no way.
He's not out of money, but he's
There's no
getting,
way you win a
I-
couple
I-
B's and you run out of
Spending money like that,
Yeah.
you can very well at some
Yeah.
point be out of money.
took
a lot of
the
friends.
lump sum and bought a bunch of really, really expensive things, like absolute red flags all around. Terrible.
God, come on, man.
But you know how I mean,
Private plane.
I've been on some boating trips. I've never owned a boat in my life.
Boats
but-
are fun. Boats
But
are
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, the guy that has the fancy boat with the music playing, and he's pulling up to the dock, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know?
cool.
Oh, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Not hating on boats. Boat life is the life to be. That's
If I won $1 billion, I would. I don't know if I'd buy a boat. I'd buy a private plane though for sure.
yeah.
I mean, we're talking $1 billion. $1 billion, yeah, you could just do whatever you want.
You get a couple
I mean,
boats.
Do
buy,
whatever
even that
you
$1 billion
want.
get cuts in half.
Buy an
or whatever.
island.
Yeah,
Buy an
that's a lot of
island.
taxes,
Buy an
taxes.
island.
buy
You can
an
ask
island.
NASA.
Then you don't need a boat.
Go ask NASA. Hey, how much is it to buy Mars? Can I just have it,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah. But anyways, Davey Patches is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I was just about to. You could hear my clear my throat. That's what I was about to say. It looks like a few of them have hit eBay, and I think 9 confirmed have been pulled out of the 93. None of the none of the top 4 have been pulled yet.
It's not even the top guys.
Yeah, none of the top guys, but there's been a little bit of a miscommunication from Topps because at first they were saying that they were all redemptions like this Monasterio that we see, but then it turns out they actually are live in Breaker Delight. I guess because they want them to be safer, and the Breaker Delight comes in a little plastic case, and they come out of those live, but they're redemptions in the hobby jumbo, and I even heard they're in blasters. So
I heard a guy pulled one from Blaster.
Yeah, so they're in the
Yeah.
blasters. So
They're
we
now
haven't
been-
seen.
Amazing.
There've now been 10, by the way. Just another one. Mason Englert.
Tigers.
Okay.
But everything is listed other than Shintaro Fujinami, Mason Englert, Austin Cox. Biggest one pulled so far is probably the first one, the Drew Maggie, because he's that guy who had that Pirates. He had a big story of he was in the minor leagues for 13 years.
Why would that be? Is it because
Just
of
the story? Because
story.
yeah, that's
'Cause
all it
not-
is.
That's not one that you want to get and be like, I have a feeling this guy's really going to turn around at 38.
They got it graded, PSA graded 9, by the way. Current starting bid on
With
eBay.
the white glove service?
I guess.
No, they
guess-
went with their own service.
Yeah.
Oh
they
yeah,
must
yeah,
have.
that's right. That's right.
PSA is not part of it.
PSA
So
was
got a
part of it.
9. Starting bid is $6,000. Or you
Nice.
can buy it now at $12K.
Does it have a bid?
Nice.
Not yet.
Does it
Just
it,
started.
It does not have a bid.
Does not have a bid, but you can buy it now for $12K.
That was pulled by our friend's Daddy Rips, I think, right? That was the one.
I don't think that hit 6K.
No, absolutely not. But everything else, though, you're looking at Braden Bristow sold for $2,000.
Lowest one that's known sell is that $2,000 one.
$2,000
But that was the
lowest
buy it now.
one.
We'll just buy it now right
Yeah,
away.
yeah. So he didn't let it auction. I
Yeah.
actually contemplated. I saw it up there, and I was like,
Just to have
Yeah.
one.
Just to have one.
So the thing, I've
So
been
the
saying
floor's
on
2K.
the thing I've been saying on stream to people, and I mean it's obvious. first year MLB debut. This set will be the most iconic one because it's in 30, 40 years from now. People will remember this is the very
As
first
long as
one.
they keep doing it, right?
Like they're gonna keep doing this every year, but the non-top rookies won't go for as much as they're going for this year.
Right.
Because this year is the one this is the first time they're ever doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what's helping out the value of all these ones that are selling for like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, even guys that you don't even know who they are.
I feel like we're climbing the ladder though. Like we're starting off with the lower. I mean, I know it's
It
just
is kinda
completely
strange.
random, but like it is like building up to the bigger
I believe
names.
we're due.
We're due for a big
Oh, we're
one.
overdue.
We're
Yeah.
due.
Oh, us here?
I mean,
Yes.
all that talk about how breakers get all the loaded cases, like, what did we not get
Yeah,
invited
we're,
to the party?
we're gonna get into the segment here in a little bit, talking about
that was
our
my segue.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, are we? Is that the next segment?
Well, no, WWE's next.
Yeah.
Let me get
look,
Shane.
yeah.
So just real quick,
But we've pulled like 7 or 8
our
super
breaker is
fractors.
bad for the hobby. We've done over 100 cases of Chrome Update last week. Not a single MLB 101 debut patch.
Now, there
a
have been a
single one.
lot of big hits out of this.
No, I was saying we've hit
way
more super fractors than anybody. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is, the odds have probably been harder that we've hit that many super fractors.
Well, there
Yeah.
have been there's been a ton of really big hits out of this stuff. I know there hasn't been the MLB debut patch, but just seeing what everyone's hitting on the weekends, like from my experience, this stuff is crazy loaded.
Yeah, but you know why we're here.
Yeah, we're not here for super fractors.
No, we're
not here for nice
Come on
hits.
now. We're not here for super
We're here debut patches.
super fractors. That's an old man's
That is an
collecting
old man's
game. That's an old man's game.
You go back. That's,
know,
that's back in the day.
Who
I'm
collects
looking-
rainbows, you know?
Somebody posed a good question over the weekend in the chat too. They said, which would you rather have, the 101's MLB debut patch or the guy's first Bowman Super
That's what
Fractor
we were
auto?
talking about last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, and I think it's a close second. I think super fractors still we polled people, and I think people are still you got to get some data. You got to see next year what these do, right? But I think the MLB debut patches look cooler because they have their uniform.
I
It's a
still
real
want the-
picture,
I still
but
want the OG super
I think it's
fractor.
still number 2.
What do
Still
you got?
number
You
2.
got a whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
You still make that?
Wow, whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
I saw it at this. Yeah, same thing. I had
that's
same
a
thing.
gigantic.
could all-
king size. That's
Could
Could
Same-
also
same-
be a
size.
sponsor as well. We're like trying to do these these ad rolls to see if anybody wants to jump on. Like,
Whatchamacallit. Right next to the Abba Zabbas.
Magic Mind hit us up. Magic Mind.
I-
They wanted to give us
What's that?
a sponsorship. I don't know. It's
One of those
yeah.
health.
Hey guys,
pill-
did you ever have any troubles with miming birthday parties?
Oh, mime. Magic Mime. Now that's a sponsor I can get
You
behind.
guys ever had any troubles doing any mimes at kids' birthday parties?
who makes whatchamacallit?
It's
Probably
the world's
Mars.
first productivity shot. You're 30 to 40% more productive. You're 30 to 40% more productive.
Wait.
I'm not giving him
Is
any.
that-
I'm not reading any more.
Wait. Is there a slogan there that says "Feel the magic"?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
we
got
have
the
a guy who can do
magic.
that ad roll for us.
that's true.
You know what? We all drink a lot of these energy drinks every day. But you know what's even better than energy drinks? Magic Mind. 30 to 40% of the mind you'll be more clear every single day.
Feel the magic.
Really
Just hit the link below.
Debating if I need to cut this or not.
Yeah, they have not.
sure.
We have not graded terms yet on this one yet.
No.
But I want to try to get some, so we'll see. We'll see if we bring.
I'm
it
gonna
in.
say that whatchamacallit might be better for you than one of those Magic Mind pills. Just gonna go out on a limb.
No, it's a drink. It's a drink.
Okay, even still.
It looks kind of. It says you can kick caffeine and it's better.
Hey,
for
see,
you,
I didn't
so.
even read
They've
none
been
of that. I
drinking
just already knew.
coffee for thousands of years. Just drink some coffee.
That is my line. Coffee has been around
True.
forever.
Coffee.
Like, bean juice has been around forever.
Just have a cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
Nothing wrong with that.
Guys, when you're breaking 12 to 14 hours a day, sometimes you just need a little bit of Magic Mind.
Have another cup of Joe.
Sometimes when you're breaking for 13 to 14 hours a day, you just need a little cocaine.
Brought to you by the fine people
Can either-
from Bolivia.
The opinions and promotions here on do not directly reflect Mojobreak as a company.
We gotta do the warning. This may cause drug addiction, heart attack,
addiction.
death, and your wife leaving you.
And your house is going to be spotless.
Yeah, that is true. I actually, my stepdad owned a car detailer back in the day, and I was a driver. I was like 18, so I go pick up cars. We had a few guys that they would scrub some of the ins and outs with toothbrushes, and man, they were some of the cleaners of all time.
Hey, you're gonna scrub the paint off that thing if you keep going.
He would take a floor mat and with a toothbrush, it'd be like 3 hours into it. And he only got paid $5 for it, but he would just go at it, man. And I think there was some
respect.
There was some synthetics going on.
Sure, he was
Respect.
like dialed in.
He was dialed in.
Respect.
It was
All
magic
the time.
time. It was magic
This is
time.
all the stuff we would rather talk about than this WWE Panini stuff.
We're avoiding the topic.
It's happening. WWE and Panini settled on a licensing deal. We don't know the exact terms at this point.
This is great.
That's it.
We don't know what's going on, but something happened.
Something happened.
Something happened.
So they came to a settlement, which
came to a settlement.
means they agreed on something.
Well, we know this. There's only one more product on the Panini release calendar for WWE, and then
Yes.
that is it. So my guess is Panini, WWE, thanks
They're
for
done.
everything, but we're done here.
Thanks.
Don't think
Thanks
it's
for the
going to be.
memories.
Don't
Been
think it's
a
going to be
hell
that
of a
easy.
run.
Yeah, hell of a
hell
run.
of a
Of
run.
what?
1 year.
Of about a year and a half.
Or does this not mean that they can't have products for like 2 or 3 more years?
I don't know what it means. I mean, I don't know what that part entails. I'm guessing they're going to move to Fanatics.
And hey,
immediately.
WWE and UFC are one company now, so we can see the writing on the wall for UFC as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, are we going to start getting slap cards?
Yes, you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I'm excited. That's what
That's
would
the
wake
pivot.
me up today is talk about slap cards.
That's the pivot.
Oh God,
It's a sport that anybody could join, right?
I love sports combat, but damn, slap is dumb.
Well, Theo Vaughn was talking about it on his podcast with Dana White, and he said the great thing about it is like he's all if I'm sitting next to somebody at a UFC fight, he's like I can't really talk to anybody. He's like because you're like you don't know you're gonna miss something. He's like at slap, they walk away from the podium, there ain't nothing happening. He's like they come up to the podium and then all right we got to watch for the second that they slap. And then they walk away. You can start talking to your friends again, conversating a little bit more, and
It's the
like
baseball of
It's bite-sized sports. He said.
Yeah, that's him trying to promote the shit out of
I was
that.
gonna say, it's the baseball of combat sports. It's like, look, it's a leisurely activity. There's time between the pitches. There's time between the slaps.
This is ouch my balls.
Yes, it is.
This is idiocracy's ouch my balls.
This is The Simpsons. Man gets hit with football. Yeah, whatever. Put it there. Yeah. So slap cards coming to Panini. That's how they'll fill the void.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first.
All right. The topic that everybody's been waiting for is group breaking bad for the hobby. And obviously, if you're a shop owner from the 1980s, you will say 100%. I want all the customers to come in my store and buy definitive boxes. But, hey, you won't have any definitive boxes because shops don't tend to carry products like that. Let's dissect this from 2 standpoints here. Is group breaking bad for the hobby as a group breaker, and is group breaking bad for the hobby as a consumer? So I don't know who wants to jump into this, but let's take is group breaking bad for the hobby as a customer? What do you think?
As a customer,
Yes.
no.
As a customer of the hobby in general, or
Yes.
as a customer of group breaking?
The hobby in general. You have money to spend. Are you going to
So-
go? Which avenue are you gonna spend your hard-earned dollar on?
The easiest answer to this is it's good, because with group breaking, there's going to be a lot more individual cards on the open market for you to purchase. If nobody is ripping this product, then those cards that you want, those players that you want, are not going to be available, and the ones that are, there's going to be more competition for them.
And so yeah, piggybacking off of that, it's like basically, if you're the person that's always saying in the comments of social media and all these and YouTube and stuff, you're like, I just buy singles off eBay. That's the way to go in the hobby. Like to your point, you won't have as many singles to buy if it was not for group breaking.
And then here's another thing for another sector of the business that benefited greatly from group breaking and did not like group breaking to start off. Our hobby shop owners.
Tell me why, Dan.
They were moving, and probably still do, moving their allocation sideways to group breakers and making a whole lot of money during that time.
Well, now they can't, so maybe that's why we hear a little bit more
Wait, what
voices.
do you mean they can't?
Well, I think the margins and the way allocation and distribution, and especially the way that Fanatics' business is handled, there's not a lot of meat on the bone for said shop.
If you are getting your NT allocation, your 1 case or 2 case, maybe directly from Panini, I would say majority of shops, I'm not saying all of them, majority of the shops are not going to have that customer base that's going to come in and spend $3,500 on a box of National Treasures. But there is a long list of group breakers that they can contact and move that case for 11 grand, 12 grand.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, also keep in mind, MojobreakShop.com. We are a full-service shop. We're open from 11 to 6, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. So this is coming from a perspective
but we don't sell any product sideways.
We don't. Everything that we have is digested in our ecosphere one way or the other, whether it be through the shop, but Fanatics Live, Mojobreak.com. One way or the other, the product is being delivered to consumers. We're not selling sealed cases to other breakers or distributors. And so the product is getting ripped. But to your point also, yes, maybe they are making more cases because of breakers now, but more is being ripped, which creates more scarcity within the hemisphere of, you know, the hobby as well, right? So you're having more demand on products as they go and get ripped, and big hits are being shown. What do you say? And I'll kick this one over to Cody. The narrative from the community right now is that breakers get all the hits, all the big cards. I mean, we've seen Filthbomb pull this Ohtani. Well, I am not surprised that a breaker pulled this card.
Again, it's pointing to like what Dan said there about National Treasures. Is that a box that gets picked up here in the shop by the normal collector, definitive baseball? How many people are going out of their way and being like, oh, you just kept that box away from me? How, like, that's not what the average consumer is going into the shop for. Definitive is a product made for breaks. It's made for that, so it's the way that people can afford that product. So, and it's the line we always point to with, it's always the breakers getting the big stuff. Just do the math, man. It's just simple math.
Well,
we're breaking more of it. Like, that's the thing is there's more of this stuff being broken because of breakers. I'll say this, like, if without breakers, without guys like you guys who started this, back in 2010, without all the OG breakers, like, this hobby's not in the place that it's in right now, or a place of success. It's evolved for the 21st century, for a different consumer, where that it just doing it the way with just hobby shops, it just wasn't going to work that way going into the digital age. So it's kept this hobby alive and afloat.
You see that. I mean, you see the negative comments, but I think also, if you're that guy that's saying, I'm not surprised, I'll never get one of those cards. Well, you're actually doing a disservice to your hobby shops by promoting that all the breakers get the big hits, because you're coming off as a negative saying, I can't believe Filthbomb got all these hits. I can't believe Backyard. I can't believe Mojo. I can't believe Leighton get all these hits. I can't believe it's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. You're basically turning away people from hobby shops. You're turning them away because at some point the narrative is going to be like, well, why would I buy it from a hobby shop? Because you've pushed the narrative. It's like a political thing almost.
How many hobby shops are going to be carrying definitive baseball?
Right.
But I think if you're a hobby shop only, and we see a lot of successful ones, Rob Veras, Burbank, does a great job of not being a breaker and having a successful growing hobby shop. San Antonio, there's a great shop out there. There's a lot of shops that have survived without and grown without doing group breaks. You got to show people your big hits, though. Like, you got to maybe get your customers to show, like, say, hey, no, we, they may pull that card, but we pulled the superfractor of, this guy, or, this came out of our shop, because there is big hits coming out of your boxes. It's just maybe not being pushed out to the hobby. But when we say, oh, look, all the breakers get all the big hits, you're eventually turning away people from the shop. So the single thing that you're protecting, you're turning people away, because at what point all these new people that get in the hobby are going to be like, well, breakers cases are loaded, so if I'm going to get into a product, I'm just going to buy it from a breaker.
And that's what something you touched on there, Doug, is that, yeah, the difference is, and again, it's about this whole audience evolving for this age, the social media digital age, is like, it's of course going to feel like breakers are getting everything, because one, the math is they're just ripping a lot more, and two, we're recording ourselves.
Yes, I was going to
all
go
the time. Everything is recorded. There's always proof of what we're doing. There's recorded evidence. So, and it's not happening. And when you hear like, oh, some random guy got a blaster, got a super fractor out of a blaster, like he's not, that person's not recording
I
themselves.
follow a lot
all
of
the time.
shops. I follow a lot of shops on like Twitter and Instagram, and very rarely do I see any type of post from that shop with, look what was hit in the store today. Very rarely. It's like, I think shops need to do a better job of promoting what is hit in their store to show, hey, group breakers don't get all the hits. Because like Doug's saying, like, by sending out that narrative, you are literally turning customers away from your shop and saying, don't buy from hobby shops, buy from group breakers, even though I'm trying to make the argument that group breakers get all the hits.
Has the exact opposite effect of what they're trying to do.
You're basically you're promoting and working against yourself right
Well,
now.
because then you got customers sitting back and be like, you know, I've been to my local card shop for 10 years. And you know what? You're right. I haven't got anything. I don't get anything. You know, where it's like you gotta change that narrative. What group breaks are doing? If you're a shop in, you know, I'm just gonna say somewhere in a small town in Alabama, you got a small shop, and you have a population of 20,000. Those people can't get boxes from us that fast. They can't get it from Blowout that fast. They're 10 miles from you. They watch our video or Leighton's video or whoever, and they see like Museum has like a duel of Ricky Henderson. I'm going to go buy a box now because that's what I want to hit, right? So they're directly benefiting from the advertisement that group breaking is and contributing to the hobby by putting out videos and hits on Instagram. But I think, you know, people have seen the value of these cards go down a little bit, and they're quick to point the finger at group breaks being the crutch of the hobby. I do have another question for you guys. What do you say to the people that group breaking is degenerate for degenerate gamblers? What do you guys say there?
I think there's definitely there's an argument that you can make there for sure. But I know from our customer base, we have a lot of customers that truly only collect the players and teams that they PC, that they put in their personal collection. It's not, of course, there's always going to be people who get involved and they're chasing that massive hit, that life-changing hit. And yeah, that kind of does have a little bit of a gambler's mentality to it. But that is the narrative that, like, the industry and the hobby is filled with those type of collectors is wrong. There's still player collectors, there's still team collectors, there's still people who don't care about the monetary value as much as collecting who and what they like.
Yeah, and I mean, it's up to us as group breakers, and I think this is the stance that we've always taken on this is we are just facilitating what you guys are wanting to do. It's not up to us to tell you what the value is. It's not up to us to say that you're going to get this card and it's going to sell for this amount. We are letting you digest it in all the ways that we try to sell it, and however way we sell it is usually dictated by you. Like if we do a serial number break and it doesn't work, well, we're not doing that anymore. If we're doing a random, it doesn't work, we're doing this break PYT, or we're doing a 5-case player break because you guys want to get it cheaper. So it's just how you guys digest it. Which leads me to the next question here, guys, and I'm once again I'm reading social media comments. Is the bounties that are created good or bad for the hobby? Because we are putting artificial values on said cards.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a mixed bag.
I see the benefit. I see the benefit. I can do without putting the monetary value on the cards. I don't think the industry and the hobby need that. I understand from a marketing standpoint why it's happening, but I could do away with that and be okay with it.
I mean, because you've seen the two camps. You know, we've done business with Panini for a long period of time now, for 10 to 15 years. Fanatics, literally a little bit newer into the fold, last couple years now. We don't really see bounties coming from Panini's camp. I mean, honestly, you don't see a lot from Panini's camp lately. You don't see any marketing being done, but like, you know, you don't see that. You don't see a card shop or a large retailer. I mean, we did see a bounty on the Luka card, but that was 2 years later. But we don't see it on a newer product from Panini's camp, but we are seeing it on Fanatics. And to me, it's like, hey, if I hit that card, that's life-changing money, and that's cool, and I think it's great. But I think from the true collector, it's like, Anthony Volpe, $50,000, $60,000. Well, there's $150,000 bounty, right?
Well, I mean,
it's value is perceived, right?
I think for sure if that bounty was not placed, because we just went over the prices of, again, guys who maybe they'll amount to something in Major League Baseball, but guys that for 11 of the 12 months this year, we were not chasing any of these guys. And now suddenly they have cards that are $2,000, $4,000, $6,000. I think that's 100% because of the bounty. So is it good that it's fun to have something to chase, obviously, but also it is, I think, maybe artificially inflating the prices of some of the – it's having a residual effect where these guys should not be selling for that.
And I think it was – and I'm going to butcher this, but we had an interview with Dr. James Beckett a couple years back at the Mint, and I think he called it the tail. Like he called it the tail, right? You got the head, which is the 150,000. The tail comes up farther because you've set a ceiling on the 150,000, where maybe this Braden whatever would normally be a $500 card, but because the perceived value of the Volpe is 150,000, 2,000, it brings up everything underneath it as well, right? So you're kind of getting that. But with the cost of boxes, I think that's also like maybe a marketing strategy as well. I mean, let's face it. I mean, people are complaining about Topps' pricing. Nobody has marketed this hobby like Fanatics has, and I'll go against what I said. We laughed at what Michael Rubin said. He's going to 10x the hobby. Hasn't quite 10x the hobby yet, but he said the lack of marketing is the biggest crux of this hobby, and we laugh because we're OGs. But the fact of the matter is yes, we're seeing that. We're seeing that with Update. The marketing is helping. The marketing is boosting these products up, and I think what they're doing with these is they're making sure that somebody doesn't get, and I'm not saying they because they're not putting out the bounties, but like we're making sure that people don't get absolutely like slaughtered on boxes and they could see value. It's just you're kind of blurring those lines, but we are in the age of the DraftKings, the Prize Picks, that is straight gambling. This is kind of, it's always been a gray area, and I don't want to turn this topic into the G word here, but it is a very big gray area of this hobby, and
it's always been.
And it always been.
It's always been. Because even as a kid, like I go back, back to when I was a young kid. Obviously, with only a few bucks to buy packs every single week, going to my hobby shop, or card shop to buy cards. I'm hoping to get the players that I want. I'm hoping to get the players that I love. But it's again but that's a gamble. Like I don't know who I'm gonna get when I'm opening up those packs for a few bucks.
But you see it even across with kids' toys now. I mean, you're seeing the blind bag stuff, right? I mean, and maybe fractionally compared to this is with my daughters, they find the new Disney blind bag, and like the gold Stitch is 1 in 7,000 boxes. So I mean, you're seeing that. I've seen candles that have diamond rings in them.
Yep.
So you're seeing this widely across other industries.
But the big difference between what we do, hobby, and you get something tangible for the most part, like in most blue breaks, where like if you're betting Prize Picks, you're picking two guys to win. You will never see that money, and if you lose, you don't get nothing at all.
Right, and it's essentially, if you want to compare it to art, Picasso is going to sell more than my painting, even though maybe I could draw one like his. I won't be able to, but I'm just saying, it's the perceived value.
No, just comparing himself to Picasso.
Mojobreak paint night win. Yeah, when's that happening? Let's do it.
It's a flex right there, Doug.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I should have been doing it during the NFT days. I mean, man, people are making a lot of money doing that.
Brother.
Just
Are
drawing
we gonna go V Friends? Or are we gonna have a little segment here?
I'm still V Friends all day.
Hey, Gary V, he's coming to Santa Clara.
Gary V.
We got
Gary
Series 1
v.
in the back.
Gary V.
When's he coming to Santa Clara?
Gary V.
January.
That's my guy.
Hey, what's up, Gary?
Just saying, we got Series 1 in the back.
He texts me like every day too, so like through his community line. A lot of
So you
positive
got the direct line, is what you're talking about.
a lot of positive affirmation. I'm going to pull him up because I look at it. Sometimes it makes me smile. I mean, so
it is.
props to Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you guys are part of it, but like
good motivation.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but
replying or reacting with negativity is the easiest way to lose. Choose compassion and understand for someone else's pain. You're capable of being the bigger person.
Yep.
Warmth and bright love in response to darkness always wins the day.
100%.
He's not wrong.
100%.
That's correct.
This is the reason why I follow him, because it's like.
But this is a text line, and then the next one is the biggest wine stock up day of the year. $30.
You got
I'll buy my wine.
Yeah. It's like a community text line. Yeah.
It's all
But it looks like he sent it to me. See, it's his face.
Wait a second. I gotta sell some right now.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted.
Well, I mean, his dad's. Yeah, I mean, wine has been his thing for like the last 30 years. So
We are live. Get you some free collectibles, especially if you like Pokemon. Don't miss V Friends stream on Fanatics Live.
There you go.
But I mean, yeah, he's great at moving his brand. I mean, I definitely look up to Gary V on what he does.
he's
but,
he's unmatched when it comes to marketing.
yeah, he's a genius.
Unmatched.
Before we move off this topic, I do think I think we at least have to throw out some of the more, like you said, some of the cons. Like, I think we know we don't have to name names here. There are some bad actors in this world.
I was gonna say, yeah. As far as like negativity surrounding group breaking, obviously been doing it for 13 years. We've seen a lot of breaking operations come and go and do some extremely shady stuff. And the hobby does a good job of shining the light on the bad characters.
I'll just say this: there was a group breaker name that if you would just turn a corner in this hobby and you would just hear their name a million times, you couldn't escape them. And I have not heard a lot from them in quite a few months. So yeah, I won't
Probably
name.
a year now.
I ain't gonna name them, but I think you kind of know. Who
Well,
I'm
and that's
talking
the hard thing. I mean, we've been doing this for 13 years. I mean, those guys were grinding 19, 20 hours a day. I'm talking about probably the main guys for 2 or 3 years. And, you know, at some point you're going to be like, got to have some time for myself. You know what I mean?
God.
So, I mean, maybe that's what's happening. I mean,
Who are we talking? I'm trying.
Platinum Smarts makes.
I know. I was thinking of
Oh wow.
I was thinking of Front Yard.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too,
The
actually.
funny thing is, I'm sitting here watching everybody talking.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
who are we talking
Who are we
about?
talking
Why are we
about?
talking in
and,
code?
and then I think you guys all thought you were on the same page, but
Yeah, we were.
No,
Well, Doug,
we weren't.
Doug and I
No,
were
no,
on
no.
the same. Doug and I were on the same page.
I'm thinking about Platinum.
Oh,
you
no,
gotta-
but see,
no,
but they
well,
don't really
you
just
promote
gotta, You just gotta have a
themselves.
box cutter, and then you're
Yeah.
just like, do that, and I'll be like, oh, I know who you're talking
They're
about.
the bad. They are the bad version of the old school. Like that's what they are.
Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me.
Yeah. No.
I
And again,
should,
when there's-
we
when-
should do that on an April Fool's night where one of us come in while you're breaking and just like, hey, tell me you love me. Tell me you love me.
I don't think we
Don't
should.
know if that would go
I don't
over
think-
well.
I
But
think,
with like
I think that's. I think that's going. I think that's crossing the line.
Ooh, brother.
Yeah, we can rethink that. That'd be funny though, but maybe not funny at the same time. But yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that's just to kind of touch on our point of view. Everybody has their juice case theories. I will tell you guys straight up, I have nothing to lose. I've never been aware of any loaded cases. All my friends get cases from distributors. And they all ship in randomly. Nobody knows of any cards being placed in cases. If I knew cards were placed in cases, we would open them ourselves. So
It's a numbers game, people.
It's a numbers game. It's just we're here to service you guys. We don't know what's in the cases. We try our best to make everything more transparent, and we do that on a daily basis. And main thing is to have fun, service you guys, and enjoy what we're doing day in and day out, and offer a great service day in and day out for you guys, because that's just if we don't have you, we don't have anything. We're not even allowed to do our daily. So
If the juice cases were true, it's been a week now. We don't have a single MLB debut patch.
Where's
pull.
our
Just
where's
saying.
I
our-
want the-
where's our-
I
where's our
want the
debut
vote.
patch?
Yeah,
Where's our
exactly.
debut patch?
yeah,
I want to make somebody
I mean, we did pull the
150K
triple
richer.
logo. Well,
Where
I
is it?
pulled the triple logo.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Are we gonna skip biggest turkey?
Yeah, we got. Why don't we just get to guess that price?
All right.
I mean, unless you got we could throw 'em
Biggest
out real
turkey
quick.
in the hobby.
Biggest turkey.
Cody has one.
No, I mean, I was gonna say a certain product that is now 3 years late got announced the other day, and it is what made me think about this 21-22, the Cup Hockey.
Bro,
3 years late.
I say it. It's
So,
Upper Deck, dude. They're the biggest turkey in the hobby. You know my beef with Upper Deck?
Oh,
My wallet. Our wallets.
brought to you by Mojobreak Diamond Dealer.
That's why I was like,
know my beef was to
Official Upper Deck group breaker.
I'm just saying
Today.
Get on track. What they should have done, and we talked about it, just put 21-22 and 22-23 together. Like that seemed like the easy move. And just no.
Triple class?
Double class, and then you get 23-24. You have Bedard. It's the one everybody wants right now. It's the hot one. I don't know. I just
Forget that. My beef is their old school archaic distribution rules where you can't sell their joints for like 6 months. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
And
I'm trying to do Black Friday deals, and I've got a lot of good one. And
A lot of upper deck.
I'm like, best offer, $15. And
On
I
the
can't.
low.
I can't
Hey,
do it.
and they have, and I will say this, I do believe when they get a product, like they have the highest quality on some of these products. I think some of their designs and
Okay.
quality,
Yeah, let's give them the flowers. Upper deck.
Absolutely.
Your designs are fucking great.
they
dude.
are. I think they're among the best, if not the top
You're
tier.
exquisite. Like
Yes.
like the cup. A lot of these hockey designs that I'm breaking every single week.
That's what makes this all so
The
frustrating.
designs are awesome. Your rolls from the 1960s suck.
Well, I mean, I think they came out in 1989. But, I mean, whatever.
Close. A biggest turkey in the hobby is actually going to be a generalization of people that rank themselves in this hobby. Like, I'm the number 2 podcast, but then all of a sudden I'm just going to delete my YouTube and my podcast network after I got caught shill bidding. Don't say your number. Like, just be humble. Like the immortal words of Kendrick Lamar. Just be humble.
Just one of the easiest things to do too is just say we're one of the top hobby
Yes.
podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, it also,
I was going to argue that.
people who generally kind of, companies that kind of inflate their numbers as well. That kind of goes in the.
It's good to have pride, but like, let's be honest with yourself, but also just not take a dump on your competitors who will actually help you in the future grow your company. Because if you're the only game in town, not enough customers for you. So just try to embrace your competitors. Obviously, you want to sell more than them, but at the same time, don't rip off their head and down their neck. All right, that's all I'm saying. We're gonna be bleeping that out. Sorry.
Hell of a
I don't-
visualization.
I mean, yeah, that's usually my job.
That's
I
a
usually-
PG-13
I usually
word,
drop
it's
down
okay.
The old son of a bitch or shit or something like that.
Hey, look.
I mean,
Get it all out. He's
I was
marking.
gonna say,
He's marking
there's
all
about
of these.
4 of them.
He's like-
Also,
he's
but
writing it down.
I've also gotten to the point where I'm like, you could say in like a PG-13 movie, I might be okay.
And I was just checking the mail. Get it?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guess that price. Am I gonna
Brandon
bet?
Cooks, the
Guess
99.
that prize.
Is there only 3 cards this time, or we're gonna
use
reuse?
the front and back. We're trying to
Okay,
conserve
cool. I was
here,
like,
you know?
I'm gonna be disappointed.
We're trying to conserve. It's 5. There's 5 subjects, as there always are.
Kerry
Who won last time, by the
We
way?
didn't even, and if
Who
you're
won
still
last time?
listening, you're in for a treat. I didn't even promote this. I mean, it's the favorite segment. I didn't even kick it off at the beginning of the show. So if you're still listening, you're a diehard.
Yeah, the best segment. It's even everyone knows that.
I know at some point I had 1, 2 in a row, but then it's been a while.
By the way, if everyone who's listened to this long enough, they know Guess the Price always comes. If it's in the show, it always comes at the end of the show. So anyway,
Fast forward through it.
Thanksgiving is this week. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. That's why we did the biggest turkey. I'm hungry right now.
I can't believe at Thanksgiving, a show leading up to Thanksgiving, we didn't have
Not a
45
single-
minutes of just talking about food.
We
Well-
do that every year. I kind of cut it.
Damn it!
I know
we
had
messed up,
We do
dude.
so much food talk on this show that you know what we restrained ourselves.
Like
So
how we-
let's talk Thanksgiving.
The only time we should talk about food.
That's one.
Well, you know what? I'm actually. I
know,
may,
you're right.
I may ruin my Thanksgiving photos because I am thinking. This is breaking news. I am thinking about going full mustache tomorrow for a Don West Black Friday sale bid.
Ooh, all right.
My kids hate it. My wife hates
Everyone hates it,
So.
but you got to do it for the
You gotta
company.
do
You got to do it. You got to give it.
Gotta do it.
Yeah,
do it.
these are the sacrifices you make. Anyone frying a turkey this weekend? Anyone
No.
frying?
Like
I
deep
think so.
frying.
Doing the deep fry.
I've always
it every year.
wanted
Yeah?
to do
it.
it.
I don't do it personally, but
Seems dangerous, right?
It's a little dangerous.
there's
Measure the oil. Do something. Do a test before. Measure the oil.
don't
just-
drop the turkey in.
Don't drop it in. Go slowly and do it where you've got enough room. If you got a front yard that doesn't have, where you can go right on the street on the curb, do it there.
No foliage around.
Yep. So yeah, no foil. Yeah. Rake up the leaves. But if you do it, it's a million
How
times
long
better
does
than
it
the
take?
oven. Way less
30
time.
minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, 30 to
What?
45 minutes. Yeah. And it tastes
Crispy. Yeah.
it's crispy
Juicy.
and juicy. It's the thing with me with turkey, and I'm not a
do
turkey
you
guy. Dry.
do you have to like
I love the dark meat. The
dark meat's better because it's juicier.
Yeah, exactly.
I like them both, but I do not like stuffing in the bird. It's stovetop for me. That's it.
I'm a
I'm assuming
stovetop
you
guy.
don't do stuffing if
I
you're gonna
love
deep
stuffing.
fry.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta do
that-
You gotta do the stovetop or
I
bake it
can't
different.
I
Bake
can't
it
have
in
the
the
white
oven.
meat without stuffing, bro.
You gotta have.
No, I know you gotta have the stovetop stuffing though.
Yeah.
But some
100%.
people are like, no, I make the best home
No,
cooked
you
one.
don't.
It's always too
Stovetop,
slimy.
dude. No stovetop.
And
Stovetop is awesome.
It's the
Stovetop's
best,
great in a
dude.
pinch. It's great in a
Woo!
pinch.
I could, dude. You know what? I'm okay.
We did it.
I'm airing it out, bro. I'm airing it out, bro.
All right, throw it out there.
The only thing I like from Thanksgiving, honest to God, is the stuffing. That's it.
I mean, stuffing. I think,
stovetop though.
Yeah.
but it's got to be
Stovetop,
stovetop.
yes.
Yes,
Man.
me too. I'm 100%.
Like you could take out everything else from Thanksgiving, put me on a table with stuffing, and I'm good.
Do yourself a favor, guys, and never look up the nutritional facts of stovetop stuffing. I did it once, and my face, I went as white as a ghost. Went, oh dear God, that's what's in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, look at us. We eating good over here.
But
all right?
that's why it tastes
Stovetop, you know what I'm
delicious.
saying?
Yeah. Not a
so
cranberry guy, so give me more stuffing. I'm also a weird mashed potato, no gravy guy. I just like my mashed potatoes with no gravy.
Do you go with maybe some garlic
I don't
in
think
there?
there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I used to got a little bit of
Okay,
taste on
at least
there.
you got some
Yeah.
flavor. Yeah, as long as you got some flavor.
If it's
in
a
there.
little bit of gravy, it's okay. I don't want to just taste gravy. I want to taste the potato.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you gravy your whole plate pretty much?
No.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I like putting gravy on a little bit.
yeah,
I
I'm
put
like-
gravy
Sauce
on
it up.
stuffing,
I like
put
a little-
gravy on the
sauce me
potato,
up.
I like-
gravy on the turkey.
I like a little turkey with my
Well,
gravy.
I'd like to think it, and well, I think
You
Cody.
gotta put
I
something
think
on the white
Cody's a
meat, though.
fellow Irishman too. I think we had a potato famine
bit,
early in our ancestry, and I think that I just want to taste the potato. I don't want anything to cover up that taste because we didn't have potatoes.
I think I've mentioned that. By the way, I just recently, my sister's doing Ancestry.com and all that. We just, for our whole lives, we thought, oh yeah, we're mostly Irish. Scottish.
Me too.
Wrong.
Yes,
You're not
me too.
Irish. You're only a little bit Irish.
It's funny that you mentioned that.
You're
Yes,
mostly
it's
Scottish.
mostly Scottish too, but I think there's a blend where they did move to Ireland, maybe born in Scotland.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
you guys don't got the Conor McGregor blood in ya.
Dude, I'm Irish.
There you go.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Dan
Anyway.
is more Conor McGregor blood.
Anyway, looking forward to the turkey stuffing cranberry sandwiches on Black Friday. So.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Again, this is a Thanksgiving Day themed version of Guess That Price. So we're
let
looking
me
at
down. Don't
players
let me
playing
down.
on Thanksgiving Day, and I added another little one.
I
always
got
add
this
a
in
little,
the bag, dude.
little one on the fifth one.
I
All
got
right.
this in the bag.
This is an Aiden Hutchinson PSA 10, 2022 Prism Football
Dude.
Gold Vinyl Rookie, 5 out of 5. This sold. Oh shoot, I didn't have the
Funny
the
side
day it sold.
about this game. So, this game I actually had money on the
Number to 5 here, right?
This is number to 5, and it had 29 bids. These are all sold, by the way, within October. I think there's only one that was sold in
I had
November,
money on the
or two
Bears.
sold in
They
November.
were, I believe, like +9. So the last play of the game, Lions are up by 5, and Bears have the ball. I don't know if you guys seen this. Aiden Hutchinson knocks the ball out of Justin Fields' hand.
Of the safety,
It
right?
rolls into the end zone. If Aiden Hutchinson picks that up, I lose my bet. But the Bears center, he saw the ball at the line, and he just kicked it into the end zone.
Yes.
He knew.
You owe him a Christmas card.
You owe him. All right, this had 29 bids. Sorry, I don't have the dates there, but it did sell in October.
That's how close football is sometimes. It's like
Right.
it really is a game of inches.
Who's going first?
I'll go first. 4K.
Oh,
Oh,
October 23rd, by the way. October 23rd.
4K for my boy
sell it
Aiden.
to, sell
Hey.
it, sell it to C-Rad.
man, I must be tripping. $8.75.
Okay.
$7.99.
Actual price, $1,625.
Why'd you have it? I would've had it.
And
Well, there's one thing I know is Aiden
Wait.
Hutchinson.
Okay, my bad. These are not 1-on-1s.
No, it was a 5. I said 5 of 5. I didn't. I was not trying to
It's
throw.
a not so super.
It's a gold vinyl.
I was not trying to pull a fast one on you.
it's a gold
That's a
vinyl.
5 of 5 gold vinyl.
I'm
I'm
sorry. I was so excited about my bet story that I forgot.
Hey, I don't blame you. All right, next one. Sam Howell,
Okay,
Commanders.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
When did this one sell?
This one sold. What is this? A 9. I'm sorry. I'm getting them on the fly because I forgot to write those down. But this is for our listeners at home. 2022 National Treasures RPA 1 out of 25. It's a BGS 9 Auto 10. There were 28 bids on this card.
Damn. That's a nice
And
one
it
to
sold
go.
on November 2nd. Sold on November the 2nd.
So it was earlier this month then.
Earlier this month, but also how at that point still was among league leaders in a lot of stats.
I believe he has been sacked like an historic amount.
Get
Like,
this man an
more
offensive
than
line.
Part Korean too.
Dude, get this guy.
Anybody
Get this
ever.
guy a line. And he is going to do some special things there in Washington already, kind of doing it.
Yep.
All right.
Go on.
I won.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan was first, so go ahead, Dan.
1925.
Sorry, Dan, you're not going to win that one. $39.95.
5,600.
Actual price. Actually, someone got really close. 28 bids on this. $4,056, Doug.
If anybody knows. The 2022 football market, it's me.
Number 2 goes.
Don't
to
let me
Nuggets.
down on the other 2022 quarterback here, Cody.
All right. Well, yeah. So you already know who's coming. So we got a tie
Pay
here.
that much.
Because it's Sam Howell.
He's
Sam
doing
freaking
really
Howell.
well. The numbers don't lie.
Seablaz has bumped up the market on Sam Howell.
The
Does he,
numbers
like,
don't
promote him,
lie.
like, every day or something?
He loves him.
Next
Wears
up,
his jersey.
C.D. Lamb, currently leading the league in
Hell
touchdown
yeah, he's on my
catches.
fantasy
Yeah,
team.
mine
Let's
too, but I
go.
keep
Having a great year. He's having a great year. This is a
Having a great year now. He was not doing
Yeah,
well
no,
for a while.
No, he was not. 2020 Donruss Optics C.D. Lamb, Downtown Hollow. This is the case hit, of course, and it's a PSA 10. This
like
had
it.
35 bids, and I'll give you an update of when it's sold here, but if you guys want to write it down.
All right, Doug goes first. He won.
If you guys want to, here, I can
I got a
see if I
good
can
price
find
for you
it
guys on
real
this one, dude.
All right. Ready? $549.
$549.
All right. You see his jersey number? $888.
888. Okay.
$949.
You guys
Oh,
are just-
damn it.
You guys are just letting me win here.
Damn it.
Actual price. I believe our winner. Yeah, no, I don't even have to do the math. $735. So we have a tie. Each person's got one right.
See, I bought.
If I know my fantasy players.
I bought a
$735.
and I think we put it in a buyback, probably too early. Of course, the story of our lives. I bought a Stars and Stripes RPA for like $500.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think I
Yeah.
might have seen one of those up there.
So this went for more than a Stars and Stripes RPA.
Crazy.
And the Stars and Stripes, I didn't put it on because I thought it might be
I
a.
remember pulling that CD Lamb.
Thought that might be a sore subject. I think it was about 1,500. Yeah, so there you go.
You
Why
know,
don't we do
there's
it for the
one
gram?
thing that we do really well here is we lose a lot.
But the customers got value, and
Yeah,
you guys might have a chance
The
here to
customer
sell-
got
to
value,
sell,
and isn't that
Kyler
all that
Murray, dude.
matters?
I know.
All right.
My prediction is gonna come true.
We somehow went the whole show without talking
Yeah,
about this
buddy.
guy. Brock Purdy.
This is a alley oop for Doug. dude.
Maybe.
Come on.
I haven't
don't
been looking at
know.
this market, to be fair.
This sold November 14th, so it sold before the perfect game.
When he was struggling, right?
Well,
Like,
one
just, we
person's
weren't sure if
struggling
he
is
was
another.
going
He
to
had
be
one bad
playing.
game. He
Like,
had one bad
people
game.
were calling for Sam Darnold.
One person's struggle is you just got to win off a bye against the Jaguars. But
Call me crazy, though. You know, I want to buy some more of these prisms, but he's in the wrong number.
It is Brock Purdy, PSA 9. PSA 9 gold rookie, 7 out of 10. And again, it sold November 14th, 40 bids.
It's not technically the wrong number because he did wear that.
He did
in preseason, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
40
not,
bids.
not had any regular season games.
If Doug wins this one, this is.
I have no idea. I have no idea. How much? What did it sell for, Cody?
Hold on. Let me.
What did it sell for? Let me
me
tell
put
you.
my winning price
Just
on.
tell me
dude.
what it was.
Let me put my winning price on.
November 14th.
Oh, this is number 4. How many of these we have? One more after this?
We have one more. And
Already?
yeah, you guys are gonna. I wonder what you guys are gonna think of the last one I put up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Geno Smith.
I won the last one, so I go $5,400 for this gold.
5,400.
2150.
Okay.
$24.50.
Actual price 40 bids. November 14th, before the perfect game. $10,455
I mean,
dollars.
sounds about right.
C-Rad.
Sounds about right.
All right.
I mean, people hate money.
10
That's all. They're like, I want to burn 10 grand.
$10,500. All right. Last one.
Not even the best quarterback on his team.
So I've gone with all four. I always say fifth
I
one.
agree
I
there.
always like to throw you guys a curveball on the fifth one.
Yes.
And it's Thanksgiving. We're going to be watching football, obviously, but there's one thing I always make sure to watch at this time of year.
Macy's Day Parade.
That is John Candy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the greatest Thanksgiving movie of all time. I watch it every Thanksgiving. This is John Candy, the late great, signed
That is.
auto card, authenticated by PSA.
Uncle Buck.
This sold on, I believe it was, I think I just had it. This sold on September of this year.
It's a tough one.
Buy it now.
It's a tough one.
John Candy, the late great.
That movie title would not last in the social media days. Imagine having to type out
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
automobiles
Hashtag PTA.
into a
Take
tweet.
up the host.
Hashtag PTA.
Yeah, it'd have to be that.
Steve Martin, right?
Steve Martin, great movie. If you haven't watched it in a while, great movie. Hilarious.
So the best we could do is Ty Searad at this point.
And then, of course, the best you could do is Tyler Searad. And then, of course, you're going to watch him more when Christmas season, Home Alone, of course.
Yeah.
With the band that takes his mom across country from the
Uncle
airport.
Buck is the one I have.
Uncle Buck,
memories
for
of.
sure.
Uncle Buck. It was a
Uncle
good one.
Buck, great movie. The Great.
Oh, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with Spaceballs.
The Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors. Is that his final movie, if I'm not mistaken? Or am I wrong?
Because that was
What am I thinking?
That was like late 80s.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, you're right.
Right around the same time as Plane, Trains, and
I
Automobiles.
think I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of like a Western movie.
Yeah,
he did.
that was his last
That
movie,
was
I
his last
believe.
one. Yep. All right. Do we have our bids in?
Yes.
Again,
Great Outdoors it was him and Dan Aykroyd.
Yes, that's right.
150.
150 for. Wow. Okay. 150.
$6.99.
$8.99.
Actual price. $625.
Oh.
Dan comes in and
The one thing
ties
I
it.
know is John Candy.
If there's one thing Dan knows,
thing.
it's John Candy Autos. All right, let's come up with
Canadian, right?
Canadian, one of the great Canadian actors of all time, and there's a lot of them. One of the great Canadian exports to American cinema, John Candy, the late great. All right, let me figure out who else is playing on Thanksgiving. Seattle's playing. Okay. I'm not gonna do Gino because that's whatever. Let's do Kenneth Walker the third.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Oh dear God.
Not great.
Let's do Kenneth.
Let's just do Pete Carroll.
Let's do Pete. Ooh, actually,
Carroll.
Actually, I like that idea more. Let's do Pete Carroll. Let's see if we can find anything.
Gum.
Game used gum. Let's find a Pete Carroll.
Oh, that's right. He was in National Lampoon's Vacation too.
Yes, he was. God, he was just in every
Stripes. Oh, Stripes is a great one.
Yeah, God, he's what a legend. What
Dude,
a legend.
he was in a lot of movies.
He
like,
was
for
in-
a
Oh
10-year
yeah, he
period.
was he's security guard.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I've got a Beckett authenticated Pete Carroll signed auto. Beckett authenticated Pete Carroll signed auto.
What is it, like an index card or?
It's just like a photo, like a what do you call it? Like a standard size photo, like the ones behind you,
Like an
right
8x10?
there. Like an
Okay.
8x10, yeah. Or no, like the one, is that an 8x10? I don't know.
That's an 8x10.
That's an 8x10. A standard 8x10, like him on the sideline in a Seahawks gear. It's sold on November 16th. Just sold.
I can't really play, but I will.
Yep, there we go. This sold on November 16th. Autographed, Pete Carroll, BGS, certified photo. Autographed.
And since I can't win, I'm just gonna go
go ahead.
$65.
$65, says Doug.
$115.
Under 15?
175.
75. Well, technically,
I won.
Doug did get the closest. $75. But if we're going straight up tiebreaker, that means Dan wins the tiebreaker.
Fumbled another
Thank
another
you,
win.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll and John Candy.
God.
I bet you if it was
I'm
a piece
so-
of his gum.
I feel a little
How
bad
do I
that
keep fumbling this?
C-Rat had everything, and then I throw John Candy and Pete Carroll at you. It's a little bit of a I mean, that's, hey, you
I
gotta
didn't
know.
think John Candy would sell for that much. but
last
hey,
last
what I know.
John Candy film, Canadian Bacon, released posthumously
That was what it was.
by Michael Moore.
Really?
Yes,
As in documentary filmmaker.
I
Michael
believe.
Moore.
Yes, and it's a satire Canada-United States relations along the Canada-United States border.
I did not.
Alan Alda, John Candy, Bill Nunn, Kevin O'Connor, Rhea Perlman, Kevin Pollock.
He's also
and
great.
Rip Torn.
He's also
What?
great in JFK in a
What
rare dramatic
year
turn.
was that movie?
1995. He died in 93. This was released posthumously.
Okay.
Died in 93?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
been a
he
while.
died. I thought he
It's been
died. I thought
30
it was-
years. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
First
go,
film was in 73. Last film was in 95, and he had a lot.
Anyway,
a lot.
go watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles if you haven't in a while. It's a great Thanksgiving tradition. There you go. Congrats to Dan.
Congrats, Dan. And check out, once again, go on to mojobreakshop.com on Thursday night, Friday morning, and check out the doorbuster deals. Lowest prices of the year. Get your gifts ready for your kids. Get the gifts ready for yourself. These deals, we're clearing out the shelves. We got to make room. We got to make room for all the new product that Fanatics is having us buy in the next year. So we got to make sure that we have room for it. We're passing on the buck to you guys. So save big, mojobreakshop.com. Also, breaks are going to be going down at mojobreak.com for Black Friday specials. And we'll see you guys next week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.